and thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'll be giving you guys a tour of the University of Central Florida, that's UCF for short, here in Orlando, Florida. Before we get started, I'd like to give you guys a quick intro of who I am, where I'm from, and what I do here as a student. My name is Cindy. I'm originally from Jamaica, and I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which is South Florida. And I came here to UCF to study civil engineering, currently in my senior year, which for engineering majors is typically year 4, 5, or 6. I'm in my 5th year, so I've been here for quite some time, and I've seen this campus kind of grow and evolve. So now that we've gotten an intro of myself out of the way, we can get this tour started. Hello! Right now I am outside of HPA, which is the Health and Public Affairs building. It's a building that also has classrooms in it for people to have class in. I've had a few classes in there, so I don't think it's specific to any particular major, but it's one of our classroom buildings. And right next to it is a Starbucks as well as Memory Mall, which is behind all of this, and I'll show you guys in a little bit what that looks like. Behind me is a few food trucks because they've been doing so much construction inside of the Union to bring more food items and food options. And this is the entrance to one of the boardwalks that leads to the Student Union. So now I'll show you guys what Memory Mall looks like. Over here are hammocks. Since I've been here at UCF, a lot of students have had hammocks hanging between these trees. I don't know if they actually belong to the people laying in them. I just know that there's been quite a few hammocks out here. It's very breezy. I'm not sure if you can hear the wind, but sometimes people come out here to play frisbee or just relax. During the football season, this is where they host a lot of the tailgating. Over there is the psychology building, as well as the classroom buildings. In classroom building 2, which is this one over here, there's also the ROTC building. And right next to classroom building 2 is classroom building 1. Over here is the Starbucks. That's another favorite place of mine to go and study. And straight ahead is the CFE Arena. This is where they host a ton of concerts, events, basketball games, and sometimes career expos. And right over there, that glass building, that's career services. That's where you go to if you would like to get any internships, co-ops, or externships. Basically, career experience. So we are now in front of Milliken Hall. I like to remember this building by the gold windows because gold reminds me of money, and this is where you go to talk to people about financial aid. Here goes that sign that tells you exactly what offices you can find inside of this building. This is an important building to remember because this is where you'll go if you have any problems with paying for your tuition, or if you needed to order a transcript, or if you needed to change or declare your major or a minor. Here's a list of all the other things that the registrar's office does. And down this hallway is where you'll find student accounts and financial assistance. Now, this office was not always in this part of the building. It used to be somewhere else in this building, but they've moved it. They've made changes. They make a lot of changes on campus, so it's best to stay on top of where everything is. Now, there's not much else to see inside of Milliken Hall, but I'll tell you this much. If you're ever at UCF and something happens where something was done unfairly by any kind of advisor or academic person, and you feel like you're in a dead end and you're not getting any help, another place inside here is called the Ombuds office, and that's where you can go to get third-party assistance and direction to where you need to go to solve your issue. On the other side of this is the library and what used to be the reflection pond. I'm not sure exactly what they'll be doing here. They haven't really said. But this area is under construction right now, as well as a lot of the other places on campus. And here's the stadium. Fun fact, last football season was when UCF won 13-0, undefeated. And if you look closely in the middle part here, you'll see that it says UCF. And behind me you can see that it says so this is the stadium. Hey again, thanks so much for joining me. So right now we are in the back area of the Student Union, and in this video I'll be showing you guys a little bit about this area as well as my favorite food spots to eat in Student Union. So behind me is a shuttle stop, and one of the shuttles that comes here is actually for student housing development off campus. There's a lot of student housing developments off campus for people to live in, and most of them have shuttles that go to and from campus, so it's free transportation for all the students that live there. There's also a shuttle that stops back here that goes to the Rosen campus, which is on the west side of Orlando, and that's closer to all of the theme parks and such. And then there's another shuttle that stops back here that goes around campus, which actually makes it a lot easier to make it to places like the gym and all the campus spaces that are like way out of reach, that are not really too fun to walk to because this campus is really, really big. So before I go inside of the Union, I'm going to show you guys this sign right over here. A lot of the buildings on campus have a sign like this one that tells you exactly what's in it. So here you can see that the Student Union has the Student Government Association inside of there. Their office is inside there on the second floor. That's SGA. And there's also the Office of Student Involvement, Legal Services, Social Justice and Advocacy. And there's of course more areas inside of the Student Union, but they can't list every single one of them inside there. These are just the offices that are in there. So a few of my favorite spots inside of the Union are Qdoba, Chili's, and sometimes Boar's Head. We're going to be walking past a couple of places, but I'll show you guys all of the other places in the Union in a separate video. Okay, so to our left is Qdoba. Qdoba is very much like Chipotle or Moe's. It's like Mexican style food. And then inside of the atrium is a Chili's, and that's coming up to our right. And then to our left is Boar's Head. There are also other places to eat inside of here, but they're also doing construction to bring more food places. And those are my favorite places to eat in the Union. Guys, so this is going to be the end of my tour. Thank you so much for joining me. Campus just lost all power, and it's never actually done that before. And we just had a vigil for the Stoneman Douglas shooting. It was pretty sad, but as I was walking while the power was out, I was able to find a group of students to like walk with. They were able to walk me to my shuttle so I could get home safely. And I say this to say that at UCF we really try to stick together as a family. In any kind of loss or any kind of tragedy, we try to comfort each other and be there for each other. And I thank them so much for walking with me, and for the other students that were there at the vigil comforting everybody. So if you're thinking about coming to UCF, I say go ahead, like you're welcome. We're a diverse bunch, we welcome everybody. And thank you again for joining me here, and go Knights!
Everything I'll do for you. One thing I know is you will get